Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to this, another episode of 10 years ago. Now tonight, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be looking at Armageddon 2000 from the WWF. But first, I feel I should just make a tiny little brief apology, and that is an apology to anyone who was expecting a November to Remember review from yours truly. I did start to watch the show last month in November. I watched about 3/4 of it, to be honest, and I've got notes for them in my notebook here, but of course it was on my laptop, and my laptop is wherever it is these days, and yeah, so I haven't been able to watch it, so I haven't been able to do a review of it. If there's enough demand, I will upload the review when I get my laptop back, if it's still got all this data on it, obviously. And, you know, in a later date. But until then, I do apologise about that. As a little tidbit of an update for my regular fans, or fans, I hate using that word, as my regular viewers, sorry, you're not my fans, you're just guys who watch my vids, big difference. Yeah, basically, Lisa's laptop just refused to recognise this camera. It just hated it. So I've spent a couple of days basically trying to get some driver software to get it on there. And now, yes, look, it will happily accept it. So everyone's happy. So, shall we get on with it, shall we? Because that's enough waffle, isn't it? And of course, we're not a partner anymore, so we've got a limited amount of time. So, let's get on with it. Armageddon 2000. Armageddon. What do you think of when you think of Armageddon? I think of shit pay-per-views. 2002 is one that jumps to my mind. Do you remember that one? Big Show angle. Terrible. Do you remember Triple H versus Shawn Michaels? Terrible, you know. Yeah, happy days. Anyway, so let's get on with it. Buyrate for this one is 1.15, so it's marginally up from the Survivor Series last month. So, in the opening contest, the Radicalz defeated the Hardy Boyz and Lita in a good opening match, which was fought under elimination rules. Now, first thing that we should mention with this one, this is when they were going for the Dean Malenko as a ladies' man storyline. So the whole emphasis of this match, the whole point of this match was to get it so it was going to be Dean Malenko and Lita. And would you believe it, that's exactly what happened. Let's go through it, shall we? Because there was some good stuff in this one. So, Hardy Boyz botch a suplex on Eddie towards the start, plancha by Jeff to the outside, and Matt plays facing peril briefly before Jeff cleans house, and Eddie Guerrero Rana is blocked, and a Swanton Bomb eliminates Eddie. Corkscrew moonsault by Jeff, but a Death Valley driver by Perry Saturn eliminates Jeff. And would you believe it, it gets, no reaction whatsoever. That's how over Perry Saturn was almost a year after his debut in the company. Yay. Anyway, Dragon suplex by Perry Saturn, which is lovely, but a leg drop and a twist of fate eliminate him by Matt Hardy. Lisa and Terry go at it, so Dean Malenko can roll up Matt Hardy, which leaves Dean Malenko and Lisa. Would you believe it? She hits a victory roll and a moonsault for 2, but a float over DDT by Lita, a superplex by Dean gets 2, as he lifts the shoulder up for her. In a healy thing to do, you know. Backbreaker and a cloveleaf get the win for Dean. Then Dean gets major league heat. He really does. As soon as he taps out, he gets booed. Match was good. It's a 2.5-star match from me, but it was way too short. And at the end of the day, why couldn't this match taken place a month before at the Survivor Series? It makes you wonder that, doesn't it? Next, William Regal defeated Hardcore Holly to retain the European title in a match. You know, Regal promo at the start. You know, Regal used to cut a promo at the start of every match and just run down everyone. It was fucking brilliant. This one was no exception to that. Hardcore Holly gets a nice pop, which is interesting because it's in his home state, home arena, whatever. King, through this whole match, makes farmyard jokes, and even though I only watched this show a couple of days ago, I can't remember why. But I will tell you this: it's very irritating. Oh yes, it is. So, crap top rope move fails by Holly. A superplex by Regal gets 2, followed by a bow and arrow lock, which is one of my favourite submission moves. Absolutely love it. Great move, and it hurts like a motherfucker. If you've ever been put in a bow and arrow lock, yeah, I've only ever had it done to me one time, and I tapped out the moment that I was wrenched up because it hurts so much, yeah. And that's not me being kayfabe or anything. That's a legit. That's a we were just messing around one time, me and a couple of mates, and we were just doing various submission moves on each other, yeah. Bow and arrow lock, tapping, I'm tapping, straight away, you know. I never tap out ever. I can take anything. Fucking hell, you know. Anyway, Holly bridges out of that, but then Regal hits a butterfly suplex, which is, ooh, lovely. Dropkick and a falcon arrow and a leg drop off the top rope get 2 for Holly. Holly does, a Regal stretch, and then that stainless steel. I've written in, I don't know whether I should do this one, but I've written on my notes one that Scott Keith uses. Which, remember that Hardcore Holly had his arm broken by Kurt Angle using, you know what movie Kurt Angle used to break Hardcore Holly's arm. Anyway, so Scott Keith calls it the stainless steel forearm of doom. Because, of course, he had the metal plates put in his arm, and that, of course, is a lift-off from Lex Luger, who legitimately used to do the stainless steel forearm of doom. You know? Anyway. And then Raven comes out. He even flows Hardcore Holly. Regal covers for the win. Okay match. Well, I mean, I say okay, it's a star and a half. And that probably stems from that butterfly suplex. You know? Yeah, lame finish. Didn't like the finish at all. Next, Val Venus. Who thought this was a good idea? Val Venus defeated Chyna. Poor match. Chyna beats at the start, including a DDT for 2. Val comes back with a leg sweep and a butterfly suplex. Another one. 2 on 1 show. That gets 2. Chyna hits a neck breaker and a lariat for 2. Power slam by Val. Morality shot misses. Chyna covers for 2. She then chases Ivory around the ring and runs into a fisherman suplex for the win. Match it wasn't bad. Right, it's a 1-star match, but the thing is, right, there wasn't anything bad about it per se. There was just nothing good. Does that make sense? I hope so. And then we get some promos, and I don't mean some. I said that wrong, didn't I? I mean a lot of promos. Like, what would you think would be excessive on a pay-per-view that I'm paying good money for? 15 minutes? Oh yes, that's what you get. 15 minutes of promos. Come on, ludicrous amount of fucking promos. Then, if it isn't bad enough, Chris Jericho defeats Kane in a boring as sin last man standing match. How can you make a last man standing match boring? I don't know. These two managed to pull it off. As if their match at fucking Survivor Series a month ago wasn't bad enough. This one was even worse, you know? Chris Jericho, yes. So they go backstage where there is no... Sorry, I went to tell you the start of the match again, though. They go backstage where there are no cameras, so we just get some views of the crowd. Way! Good production values there, WWF. Fuck. Anyway, they brawl on the outside for a bit before they go inside an elbow... sorry, I got my notes all confused. They brawl on the outside for a bit before inside an elbow before they go back outside where Kane gets something. Classic case of I can't read my own writing. Before they go outside where Kane gets something. I don't know what that says. Inside, well, should we just ignore that bit, shall we? Inside, Kane controls, but it's Jericho who's calling it, I notice, which is weird. A Hangman set gets 8 before... Oh, God damn, come on, Mark. I know it's cold outside, but, brain freeze. I've got my hat on. A Hangman gets 8 for Kane. A Lion Salt fails. A flying Lariat gets 8. Fuck! Getting on my nerves now. Gets 6 for Kane. Chokeslam gets 9 for Kane. Chair shots by Kane, but Jericho gets a DDT. Chair shot, missile dropkick, and a Lion Salt get 9 for both men, which is weird. On the outside, they head up to the ramp and do a crap triple bump. A triple bump? What the fuck is wrong with me? A triple bump? What does that mean? A crap table bump. The table completely no-sells it. So Jericho, right, push it. There's a big stack of barrels on the entranceway, yeah? And Triple H, fuck. Should I just give up now? Should I just completely give up now? This isn't intentional, but maybe I should take the hat off. Maybe the hat is because it's nice and snug. Maybe it's cutting the oxygen off to my brain. Maybe it's just squashing my head. Come on, right? There is a big pile of barrels, and Chris Jericho, almost said Triple H again, Chris Jericho pushes the barrels on top of Kane. They completely miss, and it's obvious that they miss, but apparently Kane is buried underneath the barrels, and that gets the 10 count out of the referee, so Jericho wins. He basically wins on a screw job, because it was like, oh, come on, it was awful. Compared to the last man standing match that Chris Jericho was in, the one with Triple H, that's probably why I'm getting confused, Fully Loaded back in July, which was awesome. This was terrible. Absolutely fucking awful.